I should emphasize no major spoilers. Also, theory. This is a theory. And it's probably the most on a camp will be either Leslie or Christina Carpenter. That seems to be where people are going. It can't be both because Anna seems to be the only prominent female that fits the age range. Now, my own theory is Anna is really Jessica, which she's listed as. She is Jessica in the film. She's not Stu. She's not a proxy for the Carpenters. She's just crazy. That's it. But let's go with the Leslie slash Christina theory. So why would this work? Well, with Christina, all we know she was on a business trip when a lot of the major events of the last two films happened. So she's never been on screen. We've never seen her. So she can be inserted, and Sydney and her would probably not know one another, right? So guess working, the killer has to be someone Sydney doesn't know too well, but they know about Sydney, right? Because obviously this is the mother of Sam and Tara, and she could go crazy thinking Sydney is responsible why the daughters are hiding, apparently with the FBI. That's canonically what they're going to do. The Carpenter sisters are just hiding out. There you go. That's the. Now, we do know that Christina, good or bad, is a canonical character. How do we know this? Because in the first film, she shows up. Kind of. Kind of. People have gone back and noticed that there's a small scene with Sydney where Christina is explicitly named. So she technically has been in the films the whole time. So there is that. There is that. This is not a character they're making solely for Scream 7. She has a history. She knows Sydney. She's been local to the area. There you go. Obviously, we got to make one or two big leaps. Obviously, the big one is, well, wouldn't she recognize Christina and be like, oh, that's weird. Why are you here? Okay. Well, Sydney doesn't have perfect memory. You can forget things, especially over a few decades. However, yeah, that's a little dicey. So there's that theory. It's just Christina. She was in the first film, kind of, and they're going to bring her back to be vengeful killer. Motivations still seem a little weird and weak. So this is where we get the Leslie theory. So Leslie would be mad at Sydney for killing Stu. She hates Sydney, therefore she will take her Revenge of the Sith. And that's what she's going to do. I guess the problem would be, wouldn't Sydney be very on alert? Because this is the Scream universe. She's had her boyfriend betray her. She's had close people, well, try to kill her. So you're going to think to yourself, she should be very on guard. And her daughter is in danger. So all bets are off. She's going to be very paranoid and suspicious. I guess this is where the fandom is going to split. That the idea is that Anna Camp is faking her identity. She's not really Jessica. She's going to complete what Stu started, and her being Jessica is just a ruse, and she's tricking Sydney for most of the film. We are going to be fooled that Stu did return. Stu did not return. So there we go. But fake Stu will distract Sydney, and the real Stu relative will be working in the background. In the final scene, she'll reveal herself, do the usual villain monologue. I hate how you killed Stu. I hate you, and then get killed off. If that is where they're going, I think a lot of fans will be like, okay, I'm glad the Stu connection was made. I'm glad we got Matthew Lillard, but not satisfied. It's not that satisfying to be like, oh, it was Stu's sister? Why would she even care? Why did she not act earlier? It's been a decade, another decade, and now what? 30 years? It's like, oh yeah, I got to take my revenge. I got to revenge now. Not 2000, not 2010. Right now. 2025. Another massive leap is, why would these guys help her? Why would fake Stu help the sister? I guess fake Stu thinks fake Stu is real Stu and is like, yeah, I want Sydney dead. I'm fake Stu. I'm your brother, not brother. I guess. But I'm guess working there's going to be two male killers. So, okay, fake Stu's really, really crazy. But why would the third guy help? How did she convince guy number two? Yeah, that's a little weird. I would grant. But then maybe money? Maybe celebrity? Maybe just generic serial killer? Yeah, it's going to be a little lame, right? I mean, even if we go with the Leslie theory or the Christina theory, these other guys are involved. Why are they involved? I guess the theory is that Christina, over decades, and was like just pumping him full of gaslighting lies about Sydney, and he's ready. He's like a Terminator robot, just waiting to be activated. So the story is very, very thin here. However, can it work? Well, I mean, again, Sydney is a celebrity in this universe, right? Gail did the book. We have the Stab series. Sydney is involved. So you can guess work, right? For whatever reason, crazy guy, focused on Sydney, obsessed with Sydney, and Leslie wants Sydney dead because Sue was murdered. There you go. It's all very clean cut from that angle. But if it's a celebrity thing, why is Gail not the main target? I mean, obviously she's going to be a target, but not the main target, right? Even Leslie would be more angry at Gail because Gail is exploiting the murder of Stu. So motivations will be a little hazy here. And is this good enough? Because clearly the fandom wants Stu. They want Stu. They don't want Stu relative, Stu sister. They want the real Stu. So it seems just better, which is radical. I admit it is radical. I think it'd be better if you're going to do it, just do it. Just resurrect Stu. Be like, it's a miracle. He's alive. He's back. He's Michael Myers. And just go with that. Obviously, that creates many, many problems. I know. But just using Leslie to be like, hey, she's Stu 2.0 is kind of lame. But again, they need a killer. And Leslie does have better motivation than Christina. But still, I don't know. But then there are theories about the Stu cult. I think the Stu cult is a good idea. However, I don't think they have enough time or the ability or the resources, frankly, to pull that off. But we'll investigate that. Still, if it's going to be Christina or Leslie, obviously the money's going to be on Leslie. But it is really stretching things to be like, oh yeah, all these years just holding back her anger. But now, 25 years later, she's going to get started and kill Sydney. But why now? I guess these things just take a lot of time. You got to gaslight a mentally sick guy for a long time to get him motivated. I guess.